I am Madison Timmons.
I'm Chris Susie.
And we're paranormal specialists who live in the most haunted city on earth, Savannah, Georgia. Every day is Halloween in our line of work, so join us as we spin true tales of haunts, murders, and disturbing Savannah history. I'm Madison.
I'm Chris.
And welcome to the most haunted city on earth.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the most haunted city on earth. My name is Madison Timmons.
I'm Chris Susie.
And I'm Crinkle Cut the French fry.
Are you
Crinkle Cut?
Are you craving crinkle cut French fries?
Truly one of my favorite types of French fries.
I'm more of a waffle fry person, but
I'm a patat.
A patat.
a patat. I accept patates in all forms, though. Crinkle cut.
That's why you married me.
Yeah.
Crinkle Cut.
Crinkle cut.
He
Crinkle
said,
cut.
I do crinkle cut the French fry.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
Catches all the
pour
ketchup
some
is what that
ketchup
does.
on me. All right, let's hit it.
Anyways, so welcome everybody. We are going to be doing an episode of Ghosts Caught on Camera.
I can just imagine, just real fast. Just imagine like one of our listeners just driving to work at 4:30 a.m. and listening to this shit right now.
To our
Nonsense.
potato nonsense.
And they're like drinking their coffee and
They're
oh
like,
my
oh,
God.
God.
This is not what I signed up for.
They're like, another day in the grind, and this man's talking about being a crinkle cut French fry.
Literally. All right, what do we have again?
Ghost Caught on Camera. Ooh.
Did you get the shot?
I think I did. Yeah.
Let me see it. Let me see it.
Mark, you had your eyes closed.
Wait, what's that behind us?
It looks like a...
You guys? There's a ghost in the photo.
That was a whole
I was about to say,
storyline.
whoa.
That was truly.
We're getting very, very fancy here. Got a whole storyline. I want to know more about Mark and his ghost.
It's like, Mark.
Mark. Oh my God.
So, yes, you have that to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
The further adventures of Mark and his ghost photography.
Maybe we'll get a follow-up. But, so we're going to be doing that today. And as always, we happily accept ghost photos if you have any. If you have any photos that you think might be extraordinary photo of a spirit or an entity caught on a camera, or whether it be film or digital at this point in life, you can send it to us at ghostmail@hauntedcitypodcast.com. Just make sure that if you are sending it for this particular segment, put ghosts caught on camera in your subject. That way we can differentiate them a little bit. And I think today we actually have one that was sent in.
We have two.
Oh,
we have
fantastic.
So 2 out of the 4 image groups that you will see were sent in by Parajunkies. So we really appreciate that. We really appreciate that.
Also, if you have cursed or haunted objects that you would like to get rid of, you can also send them to us. If you send us an email, we'll send you a mailing address.
Yes, shoot it on over.
If you're just itching to get rid of something.
Yep.
Got that creepy doll in the corner that's been eyeing you every day. You wake up, you're like, not today.
Exactly.
Bubble wrap. Remember, bubble wrap.
Lots of bubble wrap, truly. But before we get into today's episode, first off, we want to wish one of our Parajunkies, Rowan Tree, a very happy birthday. Today is their birthday, and they are here on the live stream with us.
Whoop, whoop. For crying out loud.
This is her moment. I feel like I should be in a doom buggy in the Haunted Mansion. That's what it sounded like. You know those the guys in the cemetery who have the quartet? That's what they sound like.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Rowan.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Unlike the dirge that we just played for your birthday, we wish you a happy birthday.
Not a somber birthday, I guess. But also, we are going to be posting the live from our museum investigation part 1 that should be out whenever you are listening to this at that point.
That's on Patreon.
And that is going to be on Patreon only. So if you are itching to see what happened in the museum, the paranormal museum, then you should go check out and become a parajunkie at that point. It's currently why I'm sick, because I got attacked by a ghost. So if you want to see that.
You got the ghost sickness. Oh, Ma, got the ghost sickness.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, boy.
And so we are going to be doing a part 2 of our investigation now that Chris is back. We're going to be doing that in our real time.
I'm bringing the real guns.
Yes.
My ghost gun.
They missed him. They mentioned him by name.
It's very bizarre.
Yes.
And I don't particularly appreciate that. I mean, I do. I love it. Thank you, ghosts. I missed you too.
Yes. And so we are going to be doing that as we are filming it right now on April 16th. We are going to be filming that live next week.
Yes, after Easter weekend.
After
Yes.
Easter weekend.
The timing gets very confusing when we start talking about, we're filming it next week, but you're going to get it later than that. So
Who knows when you're listening to this? It might have happened 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, you're going to get it when you get it.
Look for it.
But other than that, one last announcement. We do have a true crime podcast now. If you are into the true crime side of things, it is JT and I on our worst behavior talking about true crime. And we are ranking these criminals on their scale from 1 to wicked based off of 5 categories. It's a lot of fun. We're actually going to have an ex-member of the 12 Tribes cult on our show very soon, which is tomorrow, which is super exciting.
Yeah, so that's going to be Thursday the 17th. So if it's so by the time they're listening to this,
It's out.
It's out on
Yes.
Patreon.
Yes. And so it is a super exciting time over there. I'm stoked to interview this woman. She reached
Lots
out
of unanswered questions.
a lot of unanswered questions, and she reached out to us, and I was like, yes, please come talk to us.
Set up the metal detector, though, before she comes to the door.
Right. Well, she's not going to be here. It's going to be over
It's
Zoom.
a Zoom.
Oh, good.
Unless there's malware that gets sent, we should be safe.
Oh, yeah.
But otherwise, we talk about all sorts of things. And so if you like true crime, you know where to find us. But I think that's all I have for us today.
Yeah, are we ready for photo one?
Yes.
Don't scroll down now.
Bring it on.
Okay.
All right, don't scroll down now. Let me get it.
Do you have reading for
Got
us?
it on my job. All right, yes I do. Yes I do. So don't scroll down yet.
Okay.
Parajunkies, you can see it first. We're really starting out dark here.
Oh.
All right. Years ago, my mom was in the hospital and my ex-boyfriend was up there with me. They were both asleep and snoring, so I took this video thinking it was funny. Years later, I came across it and noticed something weird. Keep a few things in mind. My mom was lying on her back and was wearing blue. Also, there was no nurse in the room. Someone asked if maybe I forgot there was a nurse, but I have social anxiety and I wouldn't have been videoing a stranger because I'm awkward, LOL. But there's an arm like a gray coat looking sleeve seemingly floating above my mom. The way it's positioned, there is no way it could have been her. My current boyfriend recently posted this on Reddit and the comments were super annoying and rude. If you don't believe it, I understand, but please be respectful. This video has always been so creepy to me and my friend, and I don't share it because people don't believe me most of the time, but here it is. Let me know what you think. I believe you. I think it's creepy as hell.
Yeah, anytime you
go
say,
ahead down.
I didn't see a nurse there, but there's a nurse, that's always going to be terrifying. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so real. Like, that is, I say that like in the way of like, it's so tangible feeling.
It looks like it has a bracelet, identification bracelet, which suggests that it's a patient and not a nurse.
Right. Yeah, it does. Either that or it's some type of bandaging, which
Well,
is
it's so
even
big.
creepier.
Yeah, it could be bandage.
You're talking about the arm that's
Yes.
over her throat?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's an arm that's over her throat.
No, we're talking about
It's like
the
Moida.
white bandage
Oh,
on
yeah.
their wrist.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a bandage, like where an IV would go in, maybe,
Right.
or something like that. It definitely looks like there's something on suggesting that it's not a nurse.
Yeah.
Suggesting that it's a
patient,
which means that could be the robe of a hospital gown.
Mm-hmm.
Because it almost looks like the hospital gown your mother's in.
Yeah, just in a different color.
Just in a different color.
Interesting. Well, I mean, so like anybody who's naysaying you has not spent enough time in hospitals, because hospitals are creepy.
They're hyper creepy.
And they're also very haunted. It is, I mean,
so many people die in a hospital. It's probably the number one place for people to die. Because when you think about it, most people go into the hospital. Once you take out like emergency, they're in there for serious reasons. I mean, they're really, there's a lot of fatality going on.
And my other question is, in the video, is there like any kind of notable? Oh yeah, there is. So you can kind of see if you scroll down to like the scanny part.
Oh yeah.
It's very obvious there was nothing there before. And then in the next clip, which is only...
Is there any way to reach out to this person to get the actual video?
Yeah, I possibly could. Oh crap.
Yeah, because there's literally nothing in the
It actually
before.
comes into frame.
Yeah, which is even scarier. Because
Absolutely.
it's not like, and obviously if you're filming it, it's not like somebody could sneak in without you noticing. Then that would be ridiculous.
Well, and also the way that it is suggests that we should be seeing the rest of the person.
Right. Yeah.
Because it almost looks like we're looking from the mid elbow down.
Right.
Or the person has their arm upside down. And if you're only listening to us, the picture is of a hospital bed with a woman laying in it. And there is an arm quite clearly at the top of the woman's body. The arm is jutting out. And you could imagine that this is the woman's arm, the lying down woman's arm, but it goes nowhere.
Well, there's no way a human being, I don't care how flexible you are, you can't contort your arm to look like that.
No,
especially
it's
not
very
your left.
peculiar. It definitely looks like the arm is coming out of a sleeve, that the sleeve is not attached to anything.
Yes.
That's disturbing. Yeah, I hope the mom is okay. I mean,
we don't know if the mom's all right.
Yeah.
But I could definitely reach out.
But
I would reach out
reach
because I would love to see the video in context.
Yeah.
Because it's fascinating.
It does look like almost somebody about to put hands onto this person's throat. So that's even scarier.
Right.
Yeah, it's my type of horror. I like this type
Alex
of stuff.
said, I wonder if the mom had marks on her neck. That would be a very
There's
interesting
also a chance
question.
that it was checking pulses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just the way that it's like kind of like down on her is almost like a predator on prey.
Right.
Like
except the more I look at it, the more it does look, because of where the bandage is, that we're actually looking at the interior of the arm. So it's not this, it's this.
It's that.
It's almost like it's reaching under the neck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're looking at this part of the arm.
It's definitely an awkward position.
It's an awkward position because the only thing that makes sense would be for the body to be directly to the right of that sleeve.
Yes.
That is coming down this way.
Yes.
So the fact that there is no body kind of makes it weird. It's almost like a dimensional portal where
it's very strange.
Something's reaching from beyond this dimension.
Rowan the birthday girl say, "Oh no, I have you on my projector in the dark." That's freaky.
It's kind of terrifying.
You might want to turn some lights on because it's only going to get worse from here.
We start light.
Yeah.
We do start pretty light. The last one is like, oh, hell no.
Yeah. No.
Ow.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
That's disturbing.
Yeah.
I give it 2 big thumbs disturbed.
2 big thumbs disturbed.
2 disturbed thumbs.
2 disturbed thumbs.
4 disturbed thumbs at this point.
Yes,
so there you go.
How many air horns do you give it? Like that?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That many.
That many.
Cool.
All right.
On
That's a lovely palate cleanser.
Yeah, we're really jumping in deep.
Swinging hard right at the beginning.
Right off the jump. All right, don't look at the screen.
I'm not looking at the screen.
Don't look at the screen.
We are
I don't
not
even have
looking at the
eyes.
screen. Charlotte took them.
She did.
Oh boy.
I didn't have much to begin with.
I just realized this image came in sideways. Okay.
Cute.
Yeah, not on the iPad, but maybe I can figure that out. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm just going to do it, and then y'all turn your phone sideways in the live, and if you're watching this
On a
not
projector?
live, everything has been switched around, so you're fine. All right.
Rowan,
Give me
lay to
1
your
second.
side.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
All right. So let me go ahead and give them the photo, and I'm going to read what. So this was sent in by a Parajunkie.
Excellent.
I will tell you that this actually this is quite the photo burst. Okay. Quite the photo burst. Angie said, "Hello. Wanted to get your thought on whether this might be a ghost or host a blob. I was taking a ghost tour in Greenville, South Carolina last fall, and it ended in the cemetery. I took these burst photos close to the Confederate soldier section of the cemetery. When I got home, I wasn't sure if I was seeing anything. So they want to know if she was seeing anything. I do believe you were. So go ahead and scroll down.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. Oh.
So we've got that. That's the first one. And then we've got. It's like.
That's the burst. Burst to burst to burst.
It is. But it feels like a little more of a face in this one. In this last one. Oh,
Yep.
wait.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, it keeps going.
Yeah.
Parajunkies, don't fret. I'm going to
Okay. I'm going to go off at this one
get the
first.
photo right real fast.
That feels like a child.
My first impression is as a child.
Right.
It's interesting, although the more we look at it, I'm going to push it away from
There we go.
Yeah.
Bam.
It
All
could
right.
be, look.
That's right side up.
Corset and
Oh, yeah. I can definitely see where you're going with that. That's
is this the
interesting.
Spring Hill Cemetery in Greenville?
Oh, she didn't say.
Oh.
Angie didn't say.
Well, I can't imagine there's too many historic cemeteries in
There are
downtown
a few, actually.
Really?
In Greenville, around Greenville.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is a woman ghost in the Spring Hill Cemetery.
That's creepy.
I want to say her name is Fanny.
Oh, this might be Fanny.
My first impression was that it stopped there,
Right.
which made it look like a child with almost like one of those old caps
Yeah.
on. But the more I looked at it, the more I saw like what looked like a taper, kind of like a blousy top that tapers.
With like a little bubble sleeve.
Right, with bubble sleeves.
And if you look at them like one after the other, it looks like it's walking. Like look
Hold
at
on.
it. Look
Let's
at it
start from the
really,
beginning.
really. Here, let me dim the lights. Let me dim the lights, and that's gonna help. So hold on. Let me. That's gonna help. So you can see it kind of.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it looks like it turns to its profile.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's like walking a little bit.
Go back this way. One more. One more. There. Can you get closer to that?
That looks skeletal.
Oh, Angie's on the live.
Angie. I'm
Angie.
so glad that you're here.
Yo,
What cemetery is this?
this is great. Angie said it's close to downtown. Not sure which one I can find out. I'm like, Angie.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is wild.
It is wild. It is, because
I think you captured a ghost, Angie.
yeah,
I think so too.
it has enough alteration that it's not like, oh, we're looking at, because you could say, oh, well, I think there might be some discoloration on the ground, and up at the top it might be the back of a tombstone. But when we go from picture to picture, it changes just
Right.
ever so slightly. So it's like, oh no, it looks like something is definitely manifesting or moving.
I wonder if it is Fanny.
Yeah, see, it almost looks like it's facing one direction
Right.
and it's turning
back. Yeah. That is just kind of creepy in the face.
Yeah, it is.
But that even looks more like a bonnet.
Yeah, a bonnet or a pill hat.
Right.
Lorenzo, that is a good question. Lorenzo's asking if they can see the burst because of the software, the Atom software. I can't show the burst like quickly.
Yeah.
So what I can do is upload all of the photos onto this episode on Patreon, and y'all be able to look at it from the photo. I'll put it in Creepy AF.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
our collection, Creepy AF.
You got another picture burst from the same cemetery, or
But
just
didn't
another
send it
picture
in?
burst?
Oh, so Angie said, I got another picture burst. I questioned 2, but didn't send that one in. Oh, shoot it over.
Yeah.
Send it.
Shoot
We
it
are
over,
always happy to
Angie.
look it over. And this is pretty compelling.
It is.
Because you just got that sensation, because it's very obvious when you just casually look at the picture that there's something there. For those people who are just looking, we're looking at a cemetery. There's a tombstone and a city in the background, Greenville. And there seems to be this shadowy figure. And upon first inspection, it looked like a small boy in like old school garb. But the more I looked at it, the more I felt that I could almost see where
Like a skirt.
a skirt was coming down.
Right.
Making me wonder if we were not looking at a ghost that I have heard of from Greenville. But we don't know if we're even in the right cemetery for that. So, yes.
Super interesting, though. And also a good point to bring up, too, if you're ever going investigating or you're on a ghost tour where they're taking you to haunted locations, I always recommend people take burst photos. You're
That's
much
fair.
more likely to capture something if you're going to in a burst photo versus just snap, 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 because it captures more information in that small span of time.
All right. So, Parajunkies, I
Springwood
uploaded
Cemetery.
Springwood. Okay.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It is?
Yeah, so that's
Tell
Fanny.
the story.
I don't know it. I just know
okay.
that
Okay, never mind.
that the ghost of Springwood is Fanny. She appears. Yeah, I would know. Just Fanny.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
even
this
know her last
Fanny.
name.
She do look like a Fanny to me. But I uploaded all the photos on the live stream post, Parajunkies. So head on over to Patreon if you want to take a look at the burst. The burst.
Yes. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, don't forget we do have Spotify for video with video now.
With video, yeah. So you can just switch over.
Yeah. So if you're like,
But not if you're
Peeps?
driving.
yeah, don't do it if you're driving.
Spotify, we had to upload the last one as audio because they have issues with our videos sometimes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
With our content, or is it?
No, not the content.
Loading it.
Loading it. And I've hit them up and they're like, we don't know why it doesn't. And I was like, I don't know. It's haunted. Anyway, our whole show's fucking haunted. So
That's true.
anyway, all right. Let's on to is the next one. Thank you, Angie, for sending that in.
Thank you, Angie. That is compelling.
Fantastic.
Yes, please send in the other ones. I really want to see them because, like,
Yeah, when you pull out further too, it
like,
makes it
like,
clearer.
When I get
Yeah.
away from it,
makes it clear.
we kind of see more of the figure, the full figure.
For sure. All right. We're going to have one that's a little lighter before it gets dark. So,
Great.
okay. Don't look.
I'm not looking.
I'm putting it up for Z Parajunk. Why are they turning sideways? Oh, Lord. Anyway. All right. Let me get the email up. Boopity boop. Okay. All right. So there's a couple photos for this one. And she said, this is from Mary. Hello. I'm such a huge fan of y'all. I've been listening for years and been wanting to share some stories and pictures. I'm so excited to hear your feedback. All right. So we have the house. So my husband and I are both sensitive and have experienced a lot independently of each other and a lot together. We moved into a house built in the 1940s about 2 years ago. I fell in love with it at first sight and felt an affinity towards it immediately. I love this house and hope we never move. We had been in the house for maybe a week before my husband had an experience in our living room. From what he's told me, he opened the barn door that closes off the bedrooms and bathroom from the kitchen and living room. He said that it was almost a time slip. He said he walked into golden hour and an African-American family going about their daily routine, blinked, and they were gone. Wow. It was so visceral that he could smell the bacon frying and the coffee brewing.
Wow.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
He said he felt like he had intruded and said, "Excuse me," before realizing what was going on. We had some calmer days and some more active days, but it all feels lovely and homey and familiar. Around the same time, we came home from work late at night. He's a musician, and I was bartending at the time, and noticed something on a storage box. It's made of one of those materials that have sequins on it, and if you brush the sequins in one way, there's one color, and if you brush them the other way, there's another color. We have a tortoiseshell cat that loves getting into stuff. On this box, there was a perfect likeness of her, down to how she looked out the window that was above the box. I've attached the picture below. This is one of 3 pictures. So y'all can scroll down to the first one that you see.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's so cute.
that is a big kitty.
Maybe the ghosts like your cat. I mean, torties can be though they are spicy, they can be very lovable. So I could totally see, a ghost kid or somebody, enjoying a cat and being like, let me doodle the cat.
Yep,
That's kind of wild, though.
That is
Is it
wild.
though?
Yeah.
It looks
Because
it's
that's not
in the
like
shape of a cat.
Well, that's not like accidental.
No,
You don't just
that looks very-
accidentally sketch
Yeah.
a cat.
Right.
Yeah. So,
And that it's orange too. That's wild too.
oh
You
yeah,
know?
it is. It is wild. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if it was like a kid ghost trying to do it, it was like, maybe the kid loved the cat and was like, an orange cat, orange sequins, let's do it.
Orange.
All right. And then for the next 2 photos, past lives. I'm a big believer in that energy cannot be destroyed, but is merely redistributed. I've told my husband since I met him that this isn't our first go around and that we've found each other in every lifetime. And I'll be damned if I don't find him in the next. Me at you, Madison. Regardless, LOL. We both have very distinctive birthmarks. I know y'all have talked about the theory that our birthmarks denote a passing from another life. Well, here are ours. Mine is a strawberry birthmark that was swollen and bright red till I was about 6 or 7. Then it faded. To me, it looks very clearly like a gunshot on my forehead, possibly a musket ball. His looks like a blade of sorts and is located on his back. We joke about getting into trouble together in the Wild West, as we're both from South Texas. I can't wait to hear y'all's feedback on these, as you always have some super interesting insight. Thanks so much for reading. Love the podcast. Love y'all. Keep on keeping on. Love and light. Mary, sent from my iPhone.
Fantastic.
All
Thank you so much,
right.
Mary.
Yeah. So here is the birthmark. Boop.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Definitely. And then.
And
interesting.
Oh,
Yep. And then here is the sword mark.
Interesting. Yeah.
They're both like faded in the same,
Right.
almost in the same way, in the same color. That's really cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of a common theme with birthmarks, is that it's supposed to indicate some way that you've passed in a past life. So yeah, it very well could be, if you're going through that theory, that could have been your most recent past life, and that's why it's more prominent.
Or the one you have to learn from.
That's very true as well. And yeah, that's so interesting. Almost like I would wager that his is more of a stab wound than anything.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's a bayonet.
Ooh, bayonet. I like
That's-
that.
Yeah, yours though definitely gives gunshot wound to the head in a lot of ways.
Yes. Yes.
because it's a very unique birthmark, which is interesting. Because you can see a very clear what would be, if we're going off his theory, what would be a entry point in where the debris,
the rupture of it,
exactly, would go, which is super interesting. Which would put y'all more than likely, I mean, maybe in the Wild West, but it could put you in a colonial era. It could, it is super interesting. Also, freckles on your eyes are a good indicator of spiritual of spiritual abilities. So that also could be why you're very sensitive as well. I know you didn't ask that, but I noticed it.
All right.
Super interesting.
Very interesting.
Very. Okay. So now we are on to the grand finale. All right. Let me pull the writing up real quick. Oh, yeah, there's no writing to this. Okay, cool. All right. So this seems to be of a it looks like a luncheon where there are teenagers and they're all talking to each other and whatnot. And there's two photos here. And the first one looks normal. I'll show that to y'all. If you want to go ahead and show Chris the normal one, Maddie.
Okay.
Just a normal photo.
Kids in a kitchen.
Nothing's happening. Everything's just chill. Definitely no entities. Right?
Right.
No entities in that. Just fun. All right.
Okay.
And then if you scroll down.
Oh.
We have this crazy stuff going on.
Behind the girl?
Yes, I know. I see.
What the hell?
There should be a zoomed in. Is there a zoomed in photo?
That's so creepy.
That's some ring stuff going on right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like you can see the hair.
Smile.
Right.
Right? It's smiling. And it's hair.
It's like
and it even you can it's
see
long black hair.
Oh my God. It's like so noticeable too.
The next one, the other one.
So that was the girl.
Right.
And were these taken in succession?
It must have been because
they were right after. They were one right after the next.
Almost in the same positions. It's very odd.
That is so scary.
It's very, very, very frightening.
Oh my God.
So that immediately reminds me of Insidious, right?
Like, yeah,
it's got that.
It's the lady in black. For
right
all the people driving at 4 a.m. and now it's 4:30.
Potato.
And they're driving to work and they're pulling up in the parking lot. And it's kind of creepy outside. Go ahead and creep them out more and tell them what's going on in this photo.
So this is people being served a meal, children being served a meal. There are two pictures. In the first picture, they're all kind of just gathered. These two girls obviously know the camera is pointed at them. In the second picture, there is something behind one of the girls, something with long black hair. It almost
gray skin.
It almost looks like the Emperor from Star Wars. It's very strange. You can see both shoulders. You can see a shoulder behind the girl. You can see the end of the hair of this long black hair. But what's even most disturbing is you can almost see the edge of a smile. As if this thing is just menacingly smiling behind this woman, this child.
It is terrifying.
It's like it's got like a Pennywise smile.
It's got a Pennywise smile, and it's almost looking up a little. As near as I can tell, it's very clear. For one thing, it's not a squint and try to see it, or like maybe that's something. It's definitely there, and in comparison to the other picture, it's so obvious that it wasn't there before.
Right.
You go back to the other picture.
There we go.
Because the only answer that it could be is
But they're in a corner.
that somebody is like crouched below and
Right.
pops up. But that doesn't make sense either because they're almost against the counter. So it doesn't seem like there's enough room
Right.
between the girls and the counter.
It's just
And so, in this picture, everybody's in the same positions, but they're just slightly moved. So this is one picture, and then the next one's taken.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually see the girl going, the girl who has the entity directly behind her goes from, it looks like she's plugging her ears to covering her mouth.
Yes. Interesting. I didn't even. I'm so focused on what's behind her. I didn't even notice what she was doing. She's
Yeah.
plugging her ears.
Right.
And
then she covers her mouth.
Yeah.
Covers her mouth.
Right.
she
Almost like maybe it's been attached to her.
Maybe.
And this is maybe it's
Oh, it's
trying
yeah.
to talk to her, and she's like, I don't want to listen to you.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm right behind you, and that's her scared.
Yeah. Or just like
that would be so scary. Oh,
just
my God.
like in Insidious, she's realizing that there's a camera pointed at her, and when the camera is there, so is this entity. She's realizing, please don't take this picture, because she does look worried. She looks very concerned.
That is so frightening. Yeah, the entity literally looks like if you took Samara and Pennywise and mashed them together. This is what you would get. Truly.
It's very horror movie.
It's perfect for a
esque.
horror movie, and it's like you can see. I don't know if that's a chair actually.
Oh,
Is that a dress or is that
I can't tell.
or a stool? It might be a dress and a stool behind, like
Yeah.
which kind of would denote that this is a
We'll
child,
go back.
right?
No, there's a head in the way. Actually, go in closer and down.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
It's a very, very jarring.
It's a very jarring photo.
It's a scary looking photo. And, the hair,
Yeah.
like, you can actually see
The individual
Yeah.
strands.
the
there at the
individual
end.
strands of the hair behind her.
Yeah, that's what we were saying is like that's what makes it feel even more tangible.
Present,
I
yeah.
also don't like that it's so close to all the knives in this
Right,
kitchen.
that's true.
It's like maybe let's not put this next to the knives.
Go back to the other picture. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I
good.
just keep wanting to go back and forth.
Wow. It's like literally if you flip them one after the other, it's so stark. That's like the main thing that moves.
The fact that she's covering her ear, like she does not look happy.
No,
does not
she's
look
the
happy.
only one in there that's not having a good time and looking directly at the camera.
Right.
Maybe she's hoping the camera's capturing whatever's talking to her.
Maybe.
Maybe?
It's very interesting, yeah, because she's plugging her ears.
Yeah. And it's like there's not a ton of room behind her for this person to be bending down
Right.
and then coming up. Like let's say just, it might be just a person that was like picking something up in the first photo and then, then comes up by. It's just
I feel so sorry for the parents of that
It
child.
almost looks like the girl who's throwing the peace sign is actually leaning on the counter.
Right. And when I say sorry for that child, I mean the ghost, the dead child that is standing behind this person. If that is a real child, I'm so sorry. But it's just it's the same thing as the gray baby. If y'all remember that, the gray skin is just not it. It makes it look dead, like deader than dead. It's so disturbing. That's one of the more disturbing photos we've seen in a minute.
I know.
That's like,
I don't know.
I would say like that in like the demon that was like in the boxing ring.
Yeah, that's what it gives.
It does
It
give
gives
that.
demon in the boxing ring. That's what it gives. Chris, you are oddly silent and perplexed by this photo. Why?
Because it's hard
he's usually like talking about it, but this one he's just studying it. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, it's so strange because of again, one of the things about it is the girls don't move. Meaning, if there was somebody behind them, they didn't step forward to give that person room. They didn't move in that regard. They're still pretty much exactly where they are.
Yeah.
The girl throwing the peace sign is actually leaning over in a way that doesn't make sense for there to be a person between
Crouch,
her, you know, because she's right on top of the girl plugging her ears in the first picture, and then she's leaning in the next picture, and it's like that doesn't quite make sense that because it's very obvious that there's something there,
right?
You know, whether you're wanting it to be, a person that was crouched down or not, there's no room. It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to like register the counter space,
the depth
behind, because here we can see, if you look all the way over, you can actually see that there is a counter. So go back to the other picture, JT. Go back to the other picture.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And if you look where the two guys are in the front of the line, to the left of the guy, there's a counter. And that counter, I'm pretty sure, runs all the way. Scooch over. No, there. Do you see the counter?
I do.
That counter must run the entire wall.
Yeah. It looks like it runs. It looks like it because this is on it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that the girl throwing the peace signs, her other hand is on that counter.
Is on the counter.
Right.
Yeah. But also, what is right here that's so dark? Like,
That's
I was
what we
trying
were
to
trying
figure
to
that out.
Because that's
But
in
if you look in the next picture,
yeah, it's her. It's her.
But there's also what looks like a
stool.
It looks like a stool.
but also like almost like a picture frame,
Yeah.
kind of thing, leaning against the bottom of the stool.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm not sure.
Oh, that's the chair,
Right.
that we're seeing is the picture frame looking thing. That's one of the chairs at this table.
Oh, I see.
And then there's a stool, and I think what makes the stool look like a backed chair is the dress from whatever the hell this thing is.
Right.
And it's making it look like a back dress or a back chair, because that kind of looks like a flow
But
of a
when we
dress.
see the leg,
Well, maybe it doesn't have legs yet.
that's fair.
Like, she looks really tired.
She does look
the
drained.
one where and I'm like wondering if it's not letting her sleep.
It's possible.
It's very possible.
So let's talk about attachments. What exactly, like, if y'all were to surmise how this happened?
So this could easily just be one of those parasitic spirits, one of these things that attach to you by happenstance or by reckless summoning. The classic Bloody Mary or the Ouija board or holding a seance ill-advised, amongst friends at night. And all of a sudden you've got a spirit attached to you walking by a cemetery
Right.
and having a spirit see you. Those are the kinds of things that can bring on these attachments. And what these attachments are generally doing is just sapping away your life energy. And it just takes and takes and takes.
Yeah, it's it really is that broad of an answer, because there isn't like, if you do this, you're definitely going to get an attachment. It's very much so you might have a certain energy that attracts spirits, and
You can inherit it.
Yeah, that's also very true. You can move into a house that has the spirit and it really enjoys your energy and it just follows you all around and things of that nature, depending on what entity it is, Yeah, so it's hard to give a straightforward answer to that in the way, because like Chris said, it could be a million of different things, and especially when it comes to children. Children are going to be like prime suspect of getting
Attachments.
So what does it mean when it is that close? Like, does the proximity matter?
It kind of does.
Yeah.
There are different theories as to that, because some people will have you believe that a spirit will try to physically connect to you. And basically what you're looking at could be what the Gullah Geechee people call being ridden. She is being ridden by the spirit. The spirit is riding her, which means it has to have contact. It has to be, it climbs on you. And just about every culture has some version where spirits, especially, in witch lore, a witch will climb on your back and basically control you, as it were. So there's plenty of stories to suggest that the belief that negative entities will climb onto your back and ride you, and what they're really doing is they're just exhausting you. They're just taking your life force away from you.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's, I would say that it being this close to her and it also being so fully formed, it's probably been there for a while, is my bet. Either, and if it's not an attachment to this girl, if we're going away from that theory, this could, I don't know where they are, but it very well could be a spirit that is attached to this building.
Right.
Because this could be like a rec hall sort of situation, a YMCA, a church even though churches don't typically get things like this. It's not out of the possibility. It's hard to give a full diagnosis of how did this happen? Who is this?
Where did we get this picture?
Where did we get this photo?
I got it on Ghost Caught on Camera.
Oh, sure.
Where
is
I
it a Facebook group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so weird because of how very solid it is and how much I want it to just be a weird happenstance of somebody popping up into a picture. There's
too many things.
There's too many weird attributes to it to just say that. Again, one of the biggest ones is I can't tell, since they didn't move forward at all, since they're not, like, I can't even figure out where this person would be standing.
Right. Because it doesn't look like they're technically in the corner. And even if they were in the corner, it's like it's super shallow there. There would be no room for a person who is this size.
It doesn't make sense. And because there's a knife rack directly on the wall there, that suggests that there's a cutting and prep area directly beneath it. There would not be a reason to have those knives there if the counter did not go under there. And the counter must jut out from the window, and looking at the window and the space of the people, they're in line for food, and my guess is they're leaning against the counter, and now there's somebody between them and the counter. In my brain, I'm trying to make sense of that. Like, could she be behind the counter? No, she couldn't be behind the counter. There's no room for that. Could the counter have ended at the window and she is now standing there? Well, why would you have knives on the wall there?
Chilling on the wall.
If that wasn't a prep area, because you wouldn't want to take a knife off the wall and then walk somewhere with it. That's kind of weird. So I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's not great.
It's not great.
Yeah. It is very
And also,
disturbing.
if it weren't for the fact that her expression, this girl's expression, is so different than everyone else's. Everyone else is just going about what seems to be an ordinary thing, but she had her fingers in her ears, and then she was covering her mouth. Both of those are anxiety responses. Sound sensitivity, covering your mouth is one of the first signs of terror. So it's weird. It's weird pictures.
It's weird.
It's super strange. And that's the thing. Is like that's the fun of the paranormal is because we've copied this one child. Oh no.
So bizarre.
But yeah, that's the fun thing about the paranormal is sometimes you really don't know exactly how these things happen, especially without context. And so they end up just becoming scary images. And it doesn't look photoshopped either. JT,
it doesn't.
Comment on that.
Whenever I put this up, I don't ever put anything that that looks even remotely photoshopped.
Yeah, you can see that the same grain effect on the rest of the photo is applied to the person, as if whatever that is definitely in the frame naturally. There's no difference, although the coloring is off. Mm-hmm. And now that you've taken it really far, is that the eye?
Yeah, it looks like the
Is that
eye.
an eye?
Oh.
Like a cat eye?
It is. It is kind of like a cat eye.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
I'll put this up on Patreon, y'all,
like
and
that.
y'all can zoom in and see what the heck this is. But
What if it's wearing a mask?
you think that's a possibility?
No, unfortunately, the cheekbone smile, jawline is very human. It's just oddly colored, and what I hate about it is it's a smirk smile.
It is.
It's a smirk. It's a knowing smile of well, this is the last time anyone's going to see this person.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I hope this child is okay, wherever she might be. But alrighty, y'all. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for a Ghost Caught on Camera segment. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any ghost photos, like we said at the beginning, that you want to send us, you can send it to ghostmail@hauntedcitypodcast.com. Also, if you have ghost stories, we love to read those as well. You can also send those to ghostmail@hauntedcitypodcast.com. Anyways, though, thank you all again. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day whenever you're listening to this. Thank you to the Parajunkies who have joined us on the live stream. Happy birthday, Rowan. Everybody in the comments, leave Rowan a happy birthday wish. And with that, my name is Madison Timmons.
I'm Chris Soucy.
And stay spooky, y'all.